Okay, well, finally, and most finally, leader of opposition in the National Assembly, John Tembo, is of the view that some of the questions being raised by some opposition members of parliament should not be directed to the current administration. The opposition leader made these remarks in this interview with Emmanuel Tuala.
Whereas you see, members of the opposition are asking many questions. But in fact, the questions are meant to go to the previous government, not the new Joyce Band agreement, government. So in that way, it's not satisfactory, because obviously, except one question or two questions, they are asking what has happened before. So you can understand the problem which the finance minister has. Dr. Lipenga, he has to answer questions for which he is not responsible. In this particular period, he has been finance minister under President Joyce Banda. So that is what I find unsatisfactory. But otherwise, in terms of the smooth running of the Committee of Supply, I think it is successful.
Comparing to last year, would you compare the two, how the progress is being made in the House in terms of Committee of Supply, the progress that you are making?
Except for the reservations I have made, this one is going through smoothly, but with jerks, because obviously people know that question is meant for the DPP government, which is not there.
And how do you want it to proceed from now onwards? We've got about some 3 days to go before...
For me, let it pass quickly. It's a useless exercise in terms of taking government to task. Because if you take a government to task, you should do so on things they have done, not on things they have found.
Would you clarify on that, Honorable Jedza Tembo?
Well, how long has the Joyce Banda government been in power? Is it more than a month? Is it more than 2 months? Maybe it is less. What have they done of their own? Cleaning up the mess which was created by the DPP government. But they have to answer all the questions which are directed towards government. They have to answer because of constitutional provision. But otherwise, none of their creation.
That's Honorable John Tembo, leader of opposition in the House, talking to us in the parliamentary highlights.
Well, he selects his words calmly, and he can never say it was a slip of the tongue, because as I said, he selects them so calmly, one by one. But is it a useless exercise, Jawez?
Best in the first place, he's a seasoned parliamentarian.
Definitely.
I understand.
Is there any, as compared to him in the House?
I don't think so. He's a seasoned parliamentarian. He knows what he's talking about. When he says this is a useless exercise, to me, it simply means it had better be passed now, not tomorrow. That's what he meant. But just to elaborate a bit, when resources are to be made to all intents and purposes that are the functions or the functioning arms of government, there is still need for scrutiny, so that to make sure that tomorrow, or so that the government does exercise what they call abundant caution, to make sure that no one should come to tomorrow and say you did not consult, you did not do this. So the government does this deliberately, just to make sure that the democratic principles are adhered to make sure that there is participation and of course consultation in terms of allocating resources to the intents and purposes of government. But like Honorable John Tembo said, the budget had better be passed now. That's what he meant by saying that this is a useless exercise, because it's just a waste of time. Otherwise, this government is trying to correct the wrongs that have been there for quite so long.
Well, seasoned politician there indeed, the Honorable John Zena Sunga Pakete.